just that this wouldn't even be possible. I think I already talked about it without my wife, but another thing is something that one of my restaurant coaches told me. He said that the old Eminem song, "Lose Yourself."
Mm-hmm.
You only got one shot, one opportunity, and I think about that every time somebody comes in. I know you may laugh, but I took that to heart.
Eminem walking through the door, every single one.
I took that to heart, man, because he sent that to me in an email, and I was like, "You're right."
Mm-hmm.
Every time somebody walks in, we here lately we've had a lot. Yeah, I need your soundboard.
From Central Illinois, it's the Sofa King Awesome Show. Rock, metal, 80s, retro. It's not just good, it's Sofa King good. Oh, baby. Listen every Friday wherever you get your podcasts. Spotify, Apple, even YouTube. And now, Sofa King Awesome. Here are your hosts, Thundersticks, on the Sofa King Awesome Show.
Welcome, everyone, to another amazing episode of the Sofa King Awesome Show. We are here again in Jacksonville, Illinois, with a good friend of mine, ladies and gentlemen, Buddy Fore.
Hello.
Okay, man. So tell me a little bit what inspired you to open a barbecue restaurant in the Midwest, and how have you adapted your menu to suit this town and everyone around?
I'm going to go all the way back to when I was a young kid.
Yeah.
Started cooking for my brothers and sisters when I was young. My mom she'd keep the refrigerator stocked, but she worked a lot, so I took it upon myself to grill out for them. We had a barbecue grill out back, and from there, we just kind of, my mom's friends would come over, and I make some fried bologna sandwiches sometimes.
I miss those.
They loved them, and I remember one lady, even one time, she was like, "You're gonna make somebody a good wife one day." I didn't take that,
Take it the wrong way.
Yeah, I took that the wrong way, but look at me now. I got a family, and she loved every time I cooked for her. Basically, is what she was saying.
Right.
And went from there when I was about 15 years old. Cooked at a little restaurant. Started out in a little restaurant in South Jacksonville. My mom was a waitress there, Cottage Cafe.
Mm-hmm.
Worked there for about 8 years. Hated cooking. Absolutely did not like it until about the end of it. People really started liking what I put out.
Respecting, your dishes.
Yeah, I even come up with a sauce that they named Buddy sauce, which is my ranch and buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of when I started falling in love with it. People liked what I started getting a following.
It's probably closer to your 20s, maybe, was it?
18.
18, I think so.
Yeah, so from like 15 to 18, I worked there.
Mm-hmm.
Moved on to a friend of mine's restaurant, Mike Weatherby.
Yep. Where it's where we kind of met to cook our cooking togetherness. Yeah.
So transitioned over to there. A lot of people followed me from Cottage over to there. Then from there, trying to remember all the restaurants I've been through, because I've been through quite a few here in Jacksonville. Went down to the Botel for a while.
Yeah.
Ended up down at the Brick House, redid their menu. Got out of there and...
Mugsy's?
Nope, didn't go there.
Didn't go there?
I think I got out of there and went... Oh, Bogey's. Did Bogey's.
Yeah.
So went from there, and then after I did that, I figured, there's nothing in this cooking stuff that, there's no money to be made. It's just stressful. Got out of that.
Yeah.
Thought I could do some road construction. So went into road construction for 5 years. But every winter I'd get laid off. I'd go out and cook for April out at Rudy's.
Right.
So got my cooking itch in it because I missed the cooking part of it.
Yeah.
So, I did that.
It's satisfying.
Yeah.
People come to you and they're like, "Is Buddy working?" And they're like, "No." And they're like, "Yeah."
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And you had a following, and they're like, "We really miss your cooking."
Right.
But, after that, I, towards the end of it, somebody asked me to cater a wedding. So catered a wedding, kind of did it out of my house illegally, but
Gotta start somewhere. We were just talking about this earlier. You gotta start somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. But did that after I did that wedding, people loved it. You know, I did a big fruit display, but nailed that one. You know.
Oh yeah, you did a bunch of fruit carvings and stuff.
Yeah.
Kind of. You know. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
this person actually talked me into
doing more.
It
of
was Heather and Chuck Croc.
Okay. Yeah.
So they talked me into kind of opening up a business. Like, so I got there thinking about it. Like, I could do this. Yeah, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So opened up at the VFW. While I was doing road construction, I'd work all the way out throughout the week doing road construction. Friday and Saturday, we'd open up out there. Went very well. And then I said, you know, it's time to give this road construction up. And everybody loved my barbecue out there. We started out as a cafe out there. But I do a lot of barbecue because I wasn't sure if my barbecue was good enough to be named barbecue.
You wanted to see what the feedback was before you went.
Correct.
Diving into that.
It went well out there. So finally decided to give up road construction that winter. Wasn't sure if I was going to go back. Had an opportunity to get this place. So I was like, cool, you know, we're going to go full steam with this. So, you know.
Yeah, you might know this small setup. There's small ones around. It's an old Casey's gas station.
Old Casey's
gas station that used to be here. Now it's a barbecue joint.
Yes, transitioned it a little bit, but.
And that make it your own.
Yeah, and, you know, we opened 2000, was it 2019? Yeah. And right when COVID hit, so we wasn't open inside, and I still took before I decided to open this, COVID wasn't even a thing.
Right.
So they were working on the building, and I was like, you know, as soon as that's open, we're going to go full steam. And then COVID hit, and it lasted a little bit longer, and then, you know, got down to the point I didn't have the road construction job anymore. Me and Kim she was doing Instacart, I was doing DoorDash.
Right.
And I was like, you know what? We got to get this business open. Money's getting low.
Yep.
We opened it, and it exploded. You know, we had an outside seating, kind of. I did tent. So, and then we did delivery.
To accommodate, yeah.
Yeah, but it went well. And ever since then, it's been going real well. We've had a lot of support from this community.
I know I hear at least once a month, and then sometimes when I get the itch, it's like 2 or 3 times a week.
And I never expected it to. I mean, I had a goal to get it to this point, but I never thought that I'd get to this point this quick.
And maintain a good.
You know, I got a food truck. I got an awesome smoker outside.
Heck yeah.
You know,
we got some footage of that we will roll as well. Speaking of the smoker, do you want to talk about a little bit of the smoking process? And then how you use what you do to prepare your meats and how you achieve that perfect balance of flavor and tenderness with your meats.
So with all of our meats, we don't do any sauce on them because I figured you don't want sauce, you don't have to have it. But for my meats, I cook with all wood, and I use hickory and cherry. I use the cherry for the burn because it burns longer, and then the hickory for the deep smoke flavor. But I pretty much let the wood do the flavoring. I put rub on them, of course, but I use a light rub on everything. And I do things a little bit different than probably a lot of barbecue joints do, but it works out well. I'll start it off on the smoker, get a nice bark, get a nice smoke on it, because meat will only take smoke up to so long. So after I do that, I'll bring it in, wrap it, put it in the oven, low and slow, so I know it's got a constant temperature going through it, and it's low and slow is the best, I think. So that's how I do it.
Now, this is kind of an off-topic question. Now, when you go out, say, family trips or out of town, do you make it not necessarily a goal, but make it a reason to go try another barbecue restaurant?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, we got to try and see what they got. You know,
even if we had another one in town, I wish we had another one in town.
Well, yeah.
That's open.
I mean, there's the food trucks, but it's like there's not an actual barbecue restaurant.
Yeah. So usually we have to go out of town, you know, and it's like we got to go try something different. So, yeah, every time we go out of town, we try something different or the same thing. But I love to try other places. Yeah.
See, I'm a big foodie, and one of the things each state that I go to is I love trying to find a good barbecue joint, you know.
Yeah.
And Kentucky and Missouri and Illinois or everywhere I've been up and down are all good at doing
Now,
that. You know what
I
I mean?
fell in love with the barbecue, not because I worked at a barbecue place here in town before, but I went out to Kansas City one time, barbecue capital, and tried a couple places out there. And, I mean, just waking up every day and being able to fire up a grill, you know, sell good product, that's a dream of mine. So I kind of thought about that whenever I went out there. I was like, this is awesome. This is what I want to do, you know. Plus, I love barbecue. So, and I could never, when I first started out, you know, years ago, I didn't have a clue on how to do barbecue. So it took trial and error. But I think I'm there now.
Well, even with that cooking experience, it's not like you could mess up too bad on, you know what I mean?
It's
like,
definitely an art, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
there's an art to
You're
cooking
not the
barbecue.
best, but you're absolutely not the worst. You know,
Yeah,
you gotta,
it's an art, absolutely.
Yeah. So I really enjoy coming here. I do enjoy. Now I'm a fan of the pulled pork. I'm a pulled pork person. I like pulled pork mac and cheese. I like your jalapeno cheese fondue.
The jalapeno hush puppy fondue.
Oh my god, man, that's
a favorite. I
love it, man. I love it.
And the other thing I think I like about having my own place is I like to be creative. So I'm always trying to think of different food ideas. We don't just do the normal come in and get your meats and sides.
Yeah.
We do the brisket melts. We do the mac wraps. I'm just always coming up with different stuff.
Yeah, to make it intriguing and being like,
yeah,
oh, that looks
like
good.
no, we're just gonna go get some brisket. No,
Right.
and they, you know.
Yeah, that will segue into if you can. What are some of the most popular dishes on your menu and why?
Gotcha.
Why do they stand out?
So like one of them I want to talk about is the pigskin pizza, which is you know, around Central Illinois, maybe further than that, we have the breaded pork tenderloin, which is popular around here. People really like my tenderloins, so I kind of put a twist on those. And we got the pigskin pizza, so it's a breaded tenderloin topped with mozzarella cheese, pulled pork, and bacon, and then barbecue sauce. And then we got I actually put out a poll to name this one, and it's the triple threat. So it's basically the same thing. It's a breaded tenderloin with mozzarella cheese, brisket, and bacon and barbecue on top. So that's kind of some of the twist to it. But that's a big seller. The mac wraps are a big seller, which is 12-inch tortilla with, you can get either pulled pork or brisket with macaroni in it.
Macaroni and cheese is fire, by the way. Absolutely.
3 cheese mac, yeah. Make our own mac. We make our own cheese sauce.
Now, I know this is an old question. Has your daughter grown into liking it? Because I remember
my daughter loves the mac and cheese.
Does she now? I think when you catered my daughter's, I think it was like 5th birthday, so it's been like 2, almost 3 years ago. I remember at the time, like, your daughter's like, I don't like my dad's mac and cheese. And I'm like, what kid does not like mac
and
and
I think it was just the way it was that time.
That
I don't
one
know.
time.
But now she's like, she'll go to somebody else's house or something. It's not like my dad's mac and cheese.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. Heck yeah. Is there another, you said pigskin pizza, the mac wrap.
Another Central Illinois thing is our horseshoes, pony shoes. Those are a big thing here because you can get any of the meats with it. You can also top it with buffalo cheese sauce, regular cheese sauce, gravy, and you can get regular fries, tots, or waffle fries. So those have been a big thing here too. So we do have sauces in house, which are on our barbecue cows. You can see behind me. We got the udders that you could squeeze to get them. So we have the holy habanero. These 3 sauces right here are the ones that I make in house. I just made them kind of going by what I like, which I'm surprised I don't have diabetes by now because a lot of stuff that I make in house is sweet.
Yes. Oh, I love it. Yeah.
So the beans, they got molasses, brown sugar.
Yep.
You get my cornbread; it's almost like cake because
so good.
brown sugar and honey in that. So
And then I'll drizzle it in honey.
yeah. So just the rubs got sugar in them. But these are made like my sugar buzz sauce. All these, the rest of them are based off of this one because this does have so much honey and brown sugar in it and then the molasses. But then I basically just add stuff to these 2 to make this one kind of a mild one, this one holy habanero one. So.
Yeah. I'm a habanero fan, especially on barbecue.
And
it's good stuff.
Anymore, it seems like, we go through those. So
yeah. Now, solely being a barbecue place, do you offer any vegetarian or vegan choices on your menu? Is there something? Is there something for everyone?
There is. I'm not very good at telling you what it is.
Yeah.
You might have to just look at the menu. We've thought about offering or making a separate menu for that. I just haven't got to it yet. That and gluten-free stuff. So
coming soon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Right on, man. All right. How do you create this awesome welcome environment, and what do you do to this atmosphere to help
my wife plays a big part in this, and I don't think this would even be possible without her kind of standing next to me, helping me out with this.
Been family run. I've seen your kids grow up here.
Yes,
our
I had my
daughters
son
know
in
each
here
other.
for a while.
Yeah,
we had our oldest daughter in here for a while. Her and her mom couldn't get along, so she moved on.
It all happens.
I just don't think this was what my son wanted to do, so he's moved on as well. But these other two, the younger ones, they're showing potential to want to work in here. They're just not old enough yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty much family run. Kim didn't really want to get into this, and she had her doubts, but she's done well, and she's the main part of the front of the house, because she interacts with the customers well.
You got this, Kim.
But yeah, she plays a big part of it, but my biggest thing is always hospitality, Just anymore, it seems like you go out to eat, and everybody's like, hey, how you doing? What can I get you?
Yeah. Looking for that great atmosphere of how they greeted you.
I want to create an experience that you tell everybody else about,
Well, and also, I mean, we're a younger generation coming into, a bunch of, I don't know, set ways, so to speak.
Yes.
And I'll talk about TikTok just for a second. I follow Keith Lee. He's a food critic, and he critiques you on if he has to call and place an order. He critiques you from everything from that step down to, because he's known now, so he'll have to put on a costume or send his wife or brother in, what I mean, because people know what he looks like, and he'll rate you on the person that greets you down to the food presentation to everything. It's just an honest review. He's not like he's anybody, you know what I mean? And so we're taking that into consideration of seeing what's trending helps, you know what I mean? And what sucks too is people don't like change, you know what I mean?
That's very true.
And you just kind of you want to live, you're gonna have to get outside your comfort zone and then try what's out there. If you don't like it, then you just didn't like it. It's okay. It's $15 or $20 wasted. It's not like it was a lifetime or a day or thousands of dollars.
Touching on that, we've had plenty of people come into here, and it's like you don't get nobody to come to the table and wait on you. It's like, no, that's not traditional, but it helps us out, and it helps you out. So whenever you come in, you order at the counter, that immediately gets your ticket back to the kitchen, and that's one of the reasons why we have a fast ticket turnaround time too, is because
it's direct. As soon as she's putting it in,
you're not waiting for them to sit down, come take your order, then put it in, and then go get your drinks, come back out.
Right.
I think people like the faster process anymore. It's like people don't want to sit around and wait anymore.
I don't care. I like to see my food. You know what I mean? Or like to see it. I'm like, all right, that's what that looks like. Because depending, not necessarily like food allergies, that too, but I won't lie, I'm a picky eater, dude. If I'm like, there's pico de gallo on there, I'm like, can I get no green onions, or just get it on the side or whatever? Because I like to see, I might just skipped it in the menu and just didn't read over it. You know what I mean? Didn't pay attention. And then I don't want to seem rude, and then pick it off, But
my wife.
I visually like to see it, and you got a few things that are up there in the nice LED screens,
and then the pictures on the side help out,
Yeah, it's a nice presentation. You got a great menu, great, you do a lot of, I really don't know what to say, a lot of extra things like Buddy's Bucks, right? Is that?
Yes, so we have a rewards program. I've kind of named it Buddy Bucks myself, but it's through our system, but.
Okay.
For every dollar you spend, you get a point. So, and then after you get 50 points, you get $5, or 100 points, you get $5.
Okay.
So, and then Tuesday nights we have triple or double points from 4 to 7, and then if you order online, you get double points. So, that's ways we kind of try to give back to the community.
Right.
If they're being loyal to us,
Right.
So we've had that for a while, and it's worked out well. But I've kind of named them Buddy Bucks. Just kind of jazz it up a little bit. Community. I try to do something every now and again, but it's it's hard to come up with stuff all the time. But I'm trying to
Right.
come up with something to get them excited about coming in.
Right.
Other than just the food and
Yeah.
the experience coming in. But
Right.
yeah, we did and every week we had at least 150 to 200 tickets. So yeah.
What makes you think if it's just like one thing that sets you apart from another barbecue restaurant?
Passion.
Yeah.
My passion for the industry.
That was quick. You're on it, fire.
Yes.
Passion's
I
there,
mean,
man.
and when I say passion, I live and breathe this stuff. And
Right.
you can ask my wife. When I started this, I'm all in, you know.
That's what makes you excited, yeah.
But Sundays are for the family, you
Right.
know. So that's what I make sure I put time apart from my family, you know. So and then Mondays I come in here and, you know, start getting ready for the week. I do have a small staff, but a lot of it I do myself. Trying to get out of that part of it, you know.
It's hard.
I did take a class this last year, which I thought I knew it all. You know, getting into this, I'm like, I know it all. I'll be able to.
I've been in the
nail
food
this.
industry for the majority of my life.
Absolutely.
Seen it from top to bottom.
And then there was one time I failed really big.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, you got to hit rock bottom and then you can come back up from that.
Before you get that realization or humbles you.
Yeah,
so to speak.
I wanted to touch on this too, and I had a big catering, and told everybody about it. And that was the other thing, was probably, you know, I'm like, I got this big catering coming up, you know, I'm so excited, 400 people, you know, and had the date wrong.
Oh, shit.
So this was a catering for the hospital,
Mm-hmm.
400 people. About 2 hours before that, I look at the date again, and I had it wrong. I didn't have any of the meat. So I'm scrambling around. My heart's about to explode.
You're about to puke all over the place.
Yes, I about had a heart
I
attack
know that.
that
I
day.
know that feeling. Yeah.
This was so I did what I can to get it ready. Got most of it out. We had another set that night. Did what I could to get that ready, and got it there. Still screwed it up.
Yeah.
I don't think I gave him enough meat. So I made up for it. I said, listen, can we do this again? I'll do it. It's all on me. So I did it again. Hopefully made it right. But I made it, you know, I tried to make
it right.
do what I could. But at that point, it told me that I cannot do all this myself. And I absolutely failed. And you're going to fail, you know?
Right.
And that showed me that I need to it was a learning experience.
You just
every time you
it's
fail,
just something that got overlooked.
Every time you fail, it's a learning experience. And I'm so passionate about this that I beat myself up all the time. You know, if the reviews online, I've kind of learned to adjust to, and you just got to do what's right to fix it. Try to fix it.
Just take it and be like, all right, well, that person may have had, you know,
so
bad
over this
so
last,
what can I do?
Yeah. So over this last year, I took a class, a restaurant coaching class. And it was about 6 months long, and I learned a lot.
Yeah.
I was never looking at my numbers, you know, stuff that I should be doing as an owner.
Right.
I was more of a cook, and I was like, I got this cooking stuff. I nailed it.
Like, the business will run itself.
I'm making money. I'm
the
doing
business
good,
will run
you know.
itself.
And
yeah.
everybody thinks because you own a business, you got all this money. Oh no, there's a lot more in it. But you know, after taking this class, I've learned so much, and this year's started off so much better. And but I think failing that big made me realize that, you know, I got to change something.
Right.
I can't do this all. So I'm kind of transitioning out of that. You know, we just hired somebody, but I'm starting to hire people and training them. But I've learned how to train them and what processes and procedures to go through to train them. And it's a different generation.
Oh, believe me, there's another business owner to business owner. I know,
you can't just Gordon Ramsay them, you know. Hey, you know.
Well, also, it's also this is my problem is like all the experience and knowledge that we know. It's hard on me because I'm not a teacher, but it's like to take your time to not shove 20 years of experience down their throat in a day or in an hour or like. It's because like sometimes you might do as I say, not as I do, because it's like I told you to do it by the certain way, but then you get in a rush or something, and they're like, well, you didn't do that the way you told me to. And it's like, you know what? do as I say, not
Yes.
as I do. There's an exception.
And there's, something I've come to realize is it's my business. No one's going to work as hard as you because it's not your business.
Yeah, it's not their business.
It's not their business, you know?
So
I've come to realize that, and I've changed a lot in the business. Kind of just, I got to teach them. So,
I feel that.
And you may have to teach them more than 5 times.
Yeah, that's good, man. That's good. No, I really enjoy coming here. So, you got some future goals for this place? Is there anything that you want to touch on? Is it?
I've kind of reached the goals that I wanted to because I want to be one of them places they come from miles to, just for the experience and the food.
Right.
And I've kind of reached that goal. But I do want to expand.
So, obviously a bigger setting and
or try to move out of town eventually if I can get there. But something else that I've learned about myself is I have to take things slowly because I'm going to screw everything up if I take it fast.
It's hard not to go 100 sometimes, man.
Man,
yeah, it's hard not to, and you got to pump the brakes a little bit, and then just stop and smell the flowers, so to speak, and just take your time. Like you'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah, there's times in here it's like, oh, this business is coming this way. I got to hurry up and get this meat done. And then I end up screwing it up,
Right.
So it's like, no.
Or not ordering enough.
Yeah. And I'll just take my time. If we run out, we run out,
Right.
Sell out is what I like to say because that's what normally happens.
86 the beef tips.
So, it's like I got to slow down.
Well, because also, I mean, it's not just the restaurant you have. It's the catering side of things seem to be doing, really well and being a hit.
Catering has picked up a lot, and that's another thing. I don't know how to juggle all this, so it's like.
And you are the main star of both shows,
And I thought bringing on being barbecue and catering, it'd kind of even out, but kind of both of them have taken off. More or less the biggest thing we've done lately, which is nice, is box lunches or just taking big,
I did see that. Yep.
Big pans of meats and sides to places has been a big thing, and just drop it off for them for mainly work type things,
So. Yeah, because you're very social media savvy. Try to be catchy with the marketing and flashy something.
Trying to stay up on trends is tough. But
I know, yeah. But no, that's good though. So you're gonna appeal to more people than just around
something else I've
Central Illinois.
Learned in business is you got to stay active on social media, or people will just forget about you because there's so much going on.
Yeah, they're just so numb to the thumb scroll.
Yeah,
if you ain't constantly reminding them of something of like your time lapse video of you doing the
you got to keep it interesting. You know,
like I didn't know that's how they did that.
And just like telling stories. I think that's a big thing now because people want to see the real. They want to see.
They want to connect with you.
They want to see the behind the scenes stuff too.
And they'll come in and be like, "Hey, like I seen that. I didn't know that. Or I had your mom's cooking, or I had your cooking. Like I didn't even realize. You were at the restaurant when I was there. Like."
And another thing I like, is that people that come in. I know a lot of people, so when I'm on that front line, it's
like saying hey.
Yeah, I used to be able to come out and say hey.
I think that for me, that stems from Weatherby's having the open window right there. I mean, it's just for, it's meant for food, but when they can see you and you see them. And
I like to see my buddies,
Yeah. And when I talk about certain things, it's hard not to refer, and I'm like, my buddy didn't show up to work today. And I'm like, well, not like buddy, like the only buddy
the reason why I came up with my buddies is, I wanted that to happen, and people had said it before. They're like, hey, why don't you come to my buddies with me? And they're like, where's your buddies at? No, my buddy's barbecue. And
they're like, oh, I'm down.
That's where that name kind of
I did see, you'll have to try. I did not get to try it when I was down there Saturday night. So when this airs, this would have been a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. But we were, when I was at the Blueberry Hill, there's a barbecue place right across the street, but it was BBQ. It was a barbecue place, and I was like...
That's what I like, too,
I hope
names.
His name is Bob, dude. If it's not, I am turning around and I'm walking away, like...
Where's Bob at? I came here to see Bob.
Yeah, is Bob cooking the barbecue? Because I just have to know, and it's like...
That's great.
Looks like Bob's from Bob's Burger. He comes out with the mustache, and I'm like... Yes. Like, dude, that would just be...
My new favorite barbecue place.
Yeah, it's right on that side road, man, and I was like, I've got to hit it up. Like, yeah. So it was like... They're like... barbecue, like what is that? And I'm like, I'm gonna assume barbecue. Like, hopefully by a dude named Bob. So yeah, with everything said this evening or this morning, sorry. Do you have any tips that work for you on to run this successful business from your perspective?
Yes. Make sure you hear everybody out.
Mm-hmm.
Always see every side when you're dealing with employees, and always make sure that if somebody has a problem, address it the best you can, and do what you can to make it right.
Right.
I always try to do what I can to make it right. If it don't work, well, I did what I could.
You tried. I know. I mean, I keep hearing, it's grinding in my head with everybody I ever used to work for. They're like, you can't make everyone happy.
And I usually don't stop until I tried, my best to
Yeah.
do what I could to make it right.
And I try. I hate that saying, though. It's like, and I'm like, well, I try. I want to. I at least don't want to make them mad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I want them to think, well, at least he tried to make me, suit to me. And it just, some people are just a hard person to please, Or
Absolutely.
they just like to complain just to complain.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, all right, well, the spotlight is yours. If you have anything you want to talk about, anything new, any thanks or appreciation.
Yeah, I think I got a couple things.
Okay, spotlight's yours.
I just want to thank you for letting me tell my story.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Story is what I wanted to get out there. So
Yeah.
there is one thing that, a couple of things that
Go ahead.
just that this wouldn't even be possible. I think I already talked about it without my wife, but
Right.
another thing is something that one of my restaurant coaches told me. He said that the old Eminem song, "Lose Yourself."
Mm-hmm.
You only got one shot, one opportunity, and I think about that every time somebody comes in. I know you may laugh, but I took that to heart.
Eminem walking through the door, every single one.
I took that to heart, man, because he sent that to me in an email, and I was like, you're right,
Mm-hmm.
Every time somebody walks in, we here lately we've had a lot. Yeah, I need your soundboard. But you only got one shot to impress them, because anymore they'll just go somewhere else. So usually recently we've had a lot of people that are new, and I can always tell when they're new because you can hear Kim explaining the menu to them, which she does very well.
Right.
But you only get one shot for them to come in, try your food out, make sure the experience and the hospitality is good. But if you don't, then they'll probably leave. They'll go somewhere else, or they'll never come back. So.
Right. And not just being, I guess half-ass family, so to speak. Your wife is my stepsister,
right?
So, and knowing even through the rough patches of life that we may have encountered together, it's just learning to be an adult and grow past those. And then as we're both business owners, both grown adults, both wanting the best for each other.
Yeah.
Like I didn't want to wait to have the opportunity to have you on here. You know what I mean? I wanted to grow past that even more. You know what I mean? And just,
absolutely.
like the past is the past for a reason. And, and I'm happy to see.
It's crazy how life works out, man.
I know, dude. Believe
Sometimes
me.
it'll blow your mind. Like, okay, I'm taking that as, something else that I've done and my wife's kind of, done along with me is accept God in my life. And I know it sounds, crazy to some people, but I believe that's one thing that's helped me throughout this, and it's like, oh, he did that, because there's no way I could have done this and my wife could have done this. And I'll tell this other little story of when I was starting out the VFW. There was a guy in there cleaning, and he said, I'm going to tell you one thing. He stopped me dead in my tracks, and he said, say a prayer before you, and I've never prayed in my life.
Right.
And he said, say a prayer before you start this, because it's going to help you out. And I'll tell you what, me and my wife did before we started, and because everything was going wrong before that, and then I said a prayer and everything was going wrong after that. And then it all came together. All the next day, it all just came together, and it was nothing I could have done about it. But I did the same thing when I started this place, and I just feel like, since I've accepted that in my life, that it's helped me out too. So
right, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
No, to each their own.
Yeah.
So hey, it's I'm just glad to see you
it's
in a good
crazy
position.
how life works, man.
It is, man. I'm just from being a fan of food to now.
And your past, you know,
And-
like anybody, I could sit here and tell you about how bad my past was
Same.
all day long.
Same.
But you know,
But also,
you can change that, absolutely.
And I say I didn't want to interrupt you, but I'll pause you right there because I think now this is just me. Everyone around me or us, you know, that is obviously in a good place. I'm not saying they didn't have anything bad happen to them, but
Yeah.
they didn't have a troubled past or something to rise through the ashes of and be like, I
Absolutely.
am never going to be that person again. You know what I mean? No
And
matter
those are
what
the
you
best ones to connect with again.
That's what I'm
you know?
saying is like we have the drive to want to be better than we ever were.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And I thought about that in the business side too. It's like, you know, I almost want to just be friends with business people, you know, that, but, you know, because you got to kind of,
if you want
if they're not doing good for themselves, I just don't, you know.
You got to surround yourself with, I mean, yeah, it's a boring, you know, motto, but I mean, surround yourself with good people. And I really realized that after the
absolutely.
downfall of my studio, you know what I mean? And I started really connecting with a different group of friends and reaching out to different people.
And you're like, you're right. Yeah, this is the.
Like, I need to surround my friends, you know, myself with people who want to, it's not necessarily be business owners, but like, not to be shallow too, but people that, you know, want to make money and have money and maintain money and have a drive to get money and motivation and dedication and are also, you know, doing something else. You know, we have a friend that does droning. He, awesome car salesman. He's writing a book right now.
Yes.
You know what I mean? There's, you know, it's just.
And your past can change.
Yeah, it's like a couple podcasts ago, I said I didn't know what I wanted to be when I grew up. Like I didn't, you know, if you go back to my yearbook in like 6th or 7th grade.
My last question was, I was going to ask you what you wanted to be when you grew up.
Oh, okay. So, in 6th or 7th grade in the Franklin yearbooks, it was like I wanted to be like a forward for the Bulls or a running back for the fucking Packers, dude. Like I don't know, man. It's quoted in there as that, and I'm just like, you're such a dork, dude. Like you're too small.
Well,
Muggsy Bogues, calm down.
I wanted to build houses. I don't know why, but
Well,
I wanted to build my own house.
That's still a very plausible thing. I mean, it's not like I said I didn't want to be but I like at the time I wasn't like a star basketball player on the basketball team. You know what I mean? I probably didn't even play basketball at the time. You know what I mean? I'm like, I just want to be Muggsy Bogues of the world. You know, like so wild. And then here, you know, music was always a part. I was always a drummer. Like Chip came in, married my mom when I was 5. So I mean that blossomed, and then once I found like I guess metal is like when I was like 12 or 13, everything was like just changed. And then obviously not knowing construction because I was doing food, you know, with you forever, and then just after I had a bad experience.
I got into food when I was younger, you know, and then got out of it. I was like, this road construction sounds good. Yeah, you know, it's not building houses, but
so I think it's like maybe like same time frame. You know what I mean? Like I like somewhere in my 20s, I like I had something bad happen, and then I was just like, I want hard work, and that's when then construction came into my life in my early 20s, and I was like, I love roofing, and then it just blossomed to there.
And I'll tell you what, that road construction was hard.
Oh, I believe
for a guy that's not built for it, you know. I'm just like,
out there,
no, I'm going back.
It's asphalt, yeah. It's just like
being on hot days, and you know, I did that for 5 years. But it made you feel
good, though.
It did, it did, and you know, the pay was good. I had good benefits. I was like, I got the dream job. Yeah,
right. Yeah.
No, I hated it.
Yeah, but it also showed you what you could go through too.
Yeah,
you know
absolutely.
what I mean. Those hot days on the asphalt, you know, and
there was nights that I had to work overnights. That sucked. Yeah, I've never worked an overnight job in my life.
Yeah,
so that was rough, but I did it. You know,
that's cool, man. Cool. Well, I'm glad to have you on.
Thanks for having me.
And this will air soon.
Check us out at the St. Patty's Day Parade.
Oh yeah, well yeah, we can.
Just did.
Yeah, so yeah, we will definitely see you on the St. Patrick's Day Parade.
Watch out for the pig and the cow.
Heck yes. So this has been amazing. This has been My Buddy's Barbecue, located here in Jacksonville, Illinois. On what was the address?
733 East College.
733 East College, and I'll let him tell you the hours of operation.
We're open Tuesday through Friday, 11 to 2 and 4 to 7. Saturday, 11 to 7.
Okay. And they're on, I'll let you talk about your socials and your QR codes and whatever else you got going on.
We do have online ordering on Toast Takeout. You can order through DoorDash for delivery. You can order online to pick up your order, or you can call in and order. So there's quite a few ways to order. You can order ahead. You can schedule online. And then don't forget to sign up for our rewards program.
Mm-hmm. All right, man. Well, thank you,
Um,
everyone.
Sorry.
You're good.
And if you guys want to see any descriptions, or we also have reviews on our website at mybuddiesbarbecue.com.
Okay. Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, you can see reviews and pictures of the menu items. There's descriptions on there, so you can see all that.
Right on. Well, thank you, buddy, man.
Appreciate you letting me tell my story.
Heck yeah, man. Well, thanks for having me, and we'll see you soon. Come hit these guys up. I vouch for these guys. I hit them, like I said, three or four times a month. I'm coming here. You know what I mean? So it's good family-run company. Hit them up. This has been another episode of the Sofa King Awesome Show. Thanks.